Hi, welcome back to another gadget report. Let's talk gadgets. And this week we continue to talk about Qantas and the turmoil in the airline. Last week there was another scandal that has been brewing for a while, and the airline was actually a court ruling, a high court ruling, stand as the airline had illegally outsourced 1,700 jobs during the pandemic. Another layer of scandal, another layer of issues embroiling our Flying Kangaroo. And today I will be talking about this. So come with me, let's talk gadgets. So let's talk gadgets. And today we continue talking about Qantas. Once again, the topic for this video was a totally different one. And because this is happened and this is quite current and important in my view, um, as an aviation lover, as someone that loves Qantas to bits, I've always did, I decided to give you my opinion about this matter here. So last week we spoke about all the other topics, the ACCC allegations that Qantas had sold tickets to flights that had already been cancelled. We also spoke about the controversy around former CEO Alan Joyce and his quick departure from the company 2 months earlier, the expected date. And bonus apparently is receiving quite a cushy bonus as well. And of course, all of that has been on the news as you expected, and has caused a lot of controversy and has caused a lot of revolt because obviously we all love Qantas, and if you are in Australia, if you are listening to me and you are an Australian, you know how much this airline is loved by Australians, and you also know, if you are living in Australia, how much Australians are discontented with Qantas and what has been happening at Qantas in recent years. So this is not something that happened overnight. This is not something that just came on the news and everyone is shocked. It's something that has been happening throughout the years, and it's been a progressive decline for the airline, which is very sad. Because if you read my articles and if you watch my videos, you've seen that the airline actually has a lot of positive things coming to its fight against climate change, its projects, its new fleet, all the projects, routes, new routes, etc., which all of this is obviously very positive things for the airline and things that actually help the airline going forward, etc. However, this is also something that is tarnishing its reputation, and it's making Australians and obviously all other people that buy flights with Qantas and are passengers with Qantas, clients of Qantas, they are making them quite upset and discontent with the airline. So this time around was about something that had been on the news for a while, and this is regards to 1,700 ground staff that had been laid off during the pandemic. And as I said in my previous video, once the famous job seeker had finished, Alan Joyce just laid off these employees, saying it was untenable, that high cost of wages. I remember back on the day, it was on the news, it was a scandal, everyone was really upset about the whole issue, since Alan Joyce himself had said before that he would protect the Qantas family. When the job seeker was announced, he announced that he would keep jobs because he would protect the Qantas family. So once the job seeker was gone, Um, they were no longer family, looks like, and these mainly baggage handlers and ground staff were laid off, um, to then be outsourced to another company. Obviously, the union started a legal action immediately, and now the High Court, the ruling has been, the federal court has ruled against Qantas. And I'm reading the article, so that's why I'm looking at my notes. And now, a few weeks ago, the High Court, because Qantas appealed of that federal court ruling, the High Court has actually confirmed and ruled in favor of the previous ruling from the federal court, and Qantas may be up to a very, very, very big bill in compensation to these workers that have been laid off unfairly. So, according to the article, this the Transport Workers Union Secretary Michael Cain said that they will now seek significant compensation and penalties in the federal court for the largest sacking found to be illegal in the Australian history. So this has been apparently, and according to the article and to the ruling, this outsourcing of workers was in part driven by a desire to avoid industrial action, which the workers obviously were up to, and that obviously was in breach of the Fair Work Act. We live in a democratic country, and obviously protest against or fight for workers' rights is something that it is inherited, and as a democracy we have that right of fighting for our rights. So all of this, obviously it's no good, and the responses have been quite strong against Alan Joyce, that obviously was the person making these sort of decisions. The article mentions that this is quite in sync with the type of management they actually used in the article. I'm going to put the article is from the Guardian. I'm going to put the link on the description below so you can actually read the full article. The article mentions that Michael Cain from the Transport Workers Union has said that this is in sync with Alan Joyce's spiteful management style. So, as you can see, there's a lot of discontent about Alan Joyce and the way that he ran the company, and especially in later years with all these things, and which obviously damaged the reputation of the company, and it's now leading to the company possibly having to pay lots in compensation, both on this occasion for this outsourcing, and also in regards to these other ACCC's allegations that, if proven right, Qantas may also be liable for a lot of compensation to passengers that actually bought those flights. So this is the situation. A lot of people are obviously calling out Alan Joyce for this. I believe they're right. He should be the one answering for his decisions, because he was the one who made these decisions. Some people are actually saying that the new CEO of Qantas, she was part of the board, and the full board should be going and the company should start fresh. I must admit I feel a little bit divided on this, because we know that in a board of directors, not all decisions are passed unanimously, and we don't know what her opinion about these particular decisions were. So I'm a little divided on this. I would give her a chance. I think everyone always deserves a second chance, and see what she will do. I believe she has you know, the right of proving herself and proving that she wants to do good for the company. And just because she was in a board with Alan Joyce does not mean that she would share the same views and she would continue the same path that he started. Obviously, if she does, it would be very, very bad for the company and would actually be ruining the company, which I don't think is in the interest of herself and the board or anyone in the company. So I don't think she would go that path. But I see the point of a lot of commentators and I see the point of a lot of people, some of them shareholders in Qantas, that it should be a fresh start, because if this person was in the board, and if the board is still there, so those people that were actually enabling Alan Joyce to make these wrong decisions, these damaging decisions for the company, if they are still there, there is chances that more decisions like this may be on the card. I see that. So as I said, I feel confronted. I feel that maybe if the entire board was to be dismissed and a new board to be nominated, would be a fresh start for the company. Definitely would. However, we have absolutely no guarantees that if we chose another board, that other board wouldn't make bad decisions as well. So it's one of those things. And when we talk about companies, when we talk about boards of directors, and when we talk about a table of people making decisions, sometimes those people, even though they are making decisions collectively, not all of them agree with all the points set, and the things have to be usually approved by majority, but not unanimously. So that means that some people on the board may not be happy with this. Also, means that obviously after all of this scandal, after what happened, I don't think any of them want to follow this path, because obviously continuing this way, it will actually lead to the ruin of Qantas. So I strongly believe that this is a high opener for the company, for all of us. I hope this is the end of an era for Qantas. I hope this is the end of the bad management, of the situations, the unpleasant situations that have been going on for quite a while. And honestly, something that I have said last week in my previous video, and I would like to say again, in my view, I don't think Alan Joyce should get his bonus, because I think after all of this, and if all of this is proven right, which this is a court ruling, so this was proven to be correct, if this other ruling with the ACCC is correct, the company is going to incur in a lot of damage control. They will be, obviously their bottom line will be suffering massively over this. And if this was Alan Joyce's decision, why should he be rewarded for something that he actually damaged? He caused the company a lot of damage, and this is proven now. So in my view, I think that bonus should be withdrawn, or if he has some decency still in him, I think he should decline the bonus and just leave and leave it as is, because after all of this, after all of these issues, and it's been ongoing. I never really made videos of this nature, because I don't really delve into political situations in aviation, because I think sometimes it may lead to things that are not welcome in my channel. However, this time, and because Qantas is such an icon in Australia, and it's a company that is so loved by all of us, and it just hurts me to see the sentiment that is within the community about the company And with all of these things that have happened, especially those that after a pandemic, after 2 years of not being able to fly, of not being able to visit families, having the opportunity of buying flights and then knowing these things, it's really sad, and obviously is going to cause revolt and amongst people. So that's why I decided to talk to you about this today and give you my honest opinion. So for today, I hope you like this gadget report. I hope you like this analysis that I made, what my honest opinion about this unfortunate situation that is happening at the moment with our flying kangaroo. That is absolutely, I would I don't have words for it except disgusting. I think it is disgusting what is happening, because it's such a loved airline, and seeing something like this, and the way it's playing out in the media, it's quite revolting. Um, Especially in the current situation, we came from a very serious situation over 2 years. Now we are going through this process of high inflation, high interest rates. People are suffering with cost of living, etc. And knowing about all of these things that obviously added to the problem, it's quite revolting. And if you ask me, for me, in my perspective, what I think it's a little bit more revolting and upsetting is that the person that has actually made the decisions and caused all of this, it's out of the company, which is something that I mentioned in my video last week. In my view, he should not be allowed to leave, and he should be the one responding for all of this, because it was his decisions, not the new CEO, even though she was in the board. And secondly, this person has caused all these problems, has caused all this damage to the company. The company may be out for billions of dollars with this. So he caused financial damage to the company with all of this, because obviously the union is going to action to get compensation for these workers. And the ACCC also mentioned that if their allegations are proven, Qantas may also be liable for compensation for those passengers. So this is also penalizing the company financially. And how come someone that causes so much financial damage to the company, let alone the reputational damage and all the other types of damage that he caused, how come someone that has actually caused so much financial damage to the company still gets away with a cushy bonus? That's what I think it's wrong, and it should be taken away straight away. He should not be allowed to take this bonus, because obviously his tender at Qantas was not the best, and this is the proof of years and years and years and years of what he has been doing. It's now showing. So this is my opinion. But what do you think? Are you Australian? What are your thoughts about Qantas? Are you a fan of Qantas? Have you always been a fan of Qantas, just like myself? Or you never really cared, or you never really liked it? And what do you think about this situation? Do you think Alan Joyce should be able to keep his bonus? Do you think he should have been allowed to leave 2 months earlier and not face the music for all of this? What is your opinion? Share with us in the comments below, and I'll be very happy to discuss with you. And if you have any ideas for another subject that you would like to see discussed in our gadget report, please suggest, and I'll be very happy to take it on board. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching, and of course ask you to put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell, so you get a notification of a new gadget report every week. Before I go, once again, thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Have a good one. Bye.